So I get an email yesterday from Zachary. Hey, Zachary. And Zachary sent me this serious pictures of this extremely beautiful longbow that he made. It's utter perfection. It's sinew backed, made out of hickory, fire hardened, and it's got a snake skin that he caught and prepared himself. And then he had a picture of the bow sitting on a doe that he harvested. It's like, wow. And he thanked me for my videos for inspiring and teaching as far as sinew backing and fire hardening. It's like, wow. I never get tired of people that are good bow makers that give me a little bit of credit. Wow, how cool is that? And so I've got this thing. I'm going to jump. And I took the wrapping off. It's no longer mummy wrapped. And I'm checking it out, saying, yeah, I did a pretty good job sinew backing this thing. The edges are good, which means going over the edge of the bow to a nice even degree, just the way I want it. The backing looks good. It still has to dry down in the center. And around that knot, where I've got like the sinew going just right up to the edge of it, and then most of it goes around, following the fibers. And this bow reminds me of something. It reminds me of a very short elm bow that I made a long time ago. And I sold it on eBay. And I sold that bow to a fellow named Gary, along with a double bow. I'm not going to say Penobscot bow. And he's a sinew backer. Him and his friend sinew back everything, right? And so he took this bow that I finished, and it was incredible because it was a short bow, and I could get this massive draw length out of it, and it didn't have string follow. It was just a wonderful short bow. And he wound up buying that, and degreasing it, and then sinew backing it. But what made me think of Gary when I unwrapped this thing, the knot and the ginks and stuff like this, is that Gary did this thing. He would dye his sinew in food coloring before he applied it. Good sinew backer. And he would also, this technique, I've never seen it before. And I did it. If you look up how to, what do I call it? Applique work with sinew. And I did it a few times where I build up sinew on the back of a bow. Build it up to make patterns in it, like vines with leaves and stuff like that. So you're looking at the sinew backing and you see thickened patterns of stuff created from the sinew. He used to take sinew, build it up, and make monster faces and like troll faces and stuff on the limbs of his bows, and use like raccoon claws for teeth. Now I don't know what he used for eyes, but he'd build up little faces on his bows out of sinew, and it's like, I'm not going to do it on this one because this is going off to Hugh, but this would be a perfect candidate to make like a monster face out of sinew on it. Now, side note, well, not really a side note, a little bit of sinew backing inspiration here. Like, I'll do something over and over and over again, right? And finally have a duh moment. Duh, I can do it a little simpler. Not sure if I mentioned this in the previous video before, but how I sinew back, right? Prepare the bow, and until it's completely done, I'm not going to touch it with my hands. That's why I've got the paper towel wrapped around it. Prepare the bow, size it, right? When I'm sizing it, I don't have an electric range. I've got a gas stove. But picture this. I put the first couple layers of sizing on the back, right? I'll put the bow over the flame to heat it up, to keep that from gelling right away, and I'll warm the bow up too over the heat before I put that first sizing on. That warm bow, and then size it, and hold it either with paper towel while I'm doing it, or very carefully just on the side, or with latex gloves, because I don't want to get any hand oil on it. And then after I size it, I've got my baggie that will sit, a gallon-sized baggie that will sit in my Tupperware with hot water in it, right, to keep those fibers that I put in there that are prepared into that baggie, and I just pull them out in groups. I won't necessarily just put one fiber on a bow at a time. I'll almost like the bundles that you'll use when you do the standard method by dipping them, and putting them on. But I just pull them out of the baggie that's sitting in the Tupperware. And up till now, up till this bow, I would have 6, 7, 8 prepared tendons full of fibers in there. Just a whole mass of them in my baggie, right? And then it's like, I only need to soak them in that baggie for like 10, 15 minutes to get them super limber. When you're dipping them in hot hide glue, matter 10 seconds. But I like to keep them in there longer just so they stick better. I'll put a partial load into that baggie so I don't have like 6, 7 full tendons worth of sinew in that baggie. I'll just do like a couple at a time. And it makes management easier in case they do bird's nest. Then I'll completely use them, put more in there, and then finish the bow. And also, when I'm done with the bow, I won't have a baggie with leftover sinew just soaking and breaking down, which it will do over time. I can pour the remainder, which I won't because it absorbs it, the thinned high glued mixture in that baggie. I won't have any left over. I can just pour it back in my glue pot. Usually it sucks it up and I don't have any. Then I can rinse my baggie out and have it clean so it won't like get stinky in the refrigerator. If I have any extra, I just use what I need in baggie, what I'm saying. And let's see, there was another point that just kind of struck me. Oh, when I'm sinew backing, a lot of people will just start the center handle, right? And then do that center strip down here overlapping it, and then do the sides if you're only doing 3 side by side, and then kind of stagger the side ones, not putting them on straight on, but then starting them like this and then bricking them. I always do the edges first, and I do the tips first. You're fresh, you're just starting, you're not mentally tired. I do the edges first, and I use the softest, the bestest sinew strands for the edges so I will get neat edges. In the case of this, the tip, there's no sinew here. It just stops right here. If I take my sinew fibers and I get them so they're all even like this and start at the tips, there's less sanding work, and that's why I like to do the tips first and then the edges first and then fill it in. Other handy tips. I think that's enough to get you started on this. Yeah, I like it. Turned out really nicely. And this will disappear. I'm going to rewrap it, stick down. Should be a nice sinew layer. Well, I'm going to eat some breakfast. I've got kind of a side trip, as it were, this morning. I got a call last night. I'm going to load up my stump grinder and head out and make some cash for the movie tonight. Grinding some stumps, and they're small ones. The guy said it's about 8 inches around, and then a 15-inch balsam fir stump in his yard to get rid of. So that's going to be an easy trip. Then I can come back and sinew back another bow. That is the life of me. Thank you for watching. Have a good day.